Hey everyone, Eccentric here with a quick guide on using Raidbots. First step here is to download the SimC add-on. Once you have this, you'll be able to type /simc in game and it'll bring up a window so you can copy paste stuff into any of the tools in the website. This is the best way to start your Sims. It's also required for Topgear, which is the most powerful and useful tool on the website. So let's talk about Topgear. This tool allows you to select all the possible equipment pieces, enchants, recrafts, embellishments, and gems from the gear you have, or don't have. Take your SimC export and paste it at the top of the page here. This will bring up a list of all the gear you currently have in your bag. You can select any potential swaps here and the website will simulate all the combinations from the gear you've chose. You will see your current budget of iterations and how many combinations are selected at the bottom of your window. This budget can be increased with a subscription to a premium account. These combinations can include changing enchants, gems, embellishments, stats, and talents. To generate even more options, you can use these plus buttons to generate items that are modifications of the items you currently have. This is very helpful for upgrading items, adding sockets, using the catalyst, or changing the stats or embellishments on your crafted gear. There are some other settings we should check out on this page as well. Here, we can set our minimum set levels. Sets usually sim the highest anyways, so this allows you to cut down some combinations that won't perform well. This is where you can find catalyst and currency budgets. Modify these numbers as you need to. After you've selected all your possible gear changes, you can check your enhancements, such as enchants and gems. If you have a large combination budget, you can toggle on Replace Existing Gems and Enchants to check all your stat combos. This section works just the same as above, except now you're just toggling on any gem or enchant you think might be useful. Below this is talents. For the most part, you should get these talents from your guides or class Discord, but if you want to test different combos, this tool can be very helpful. The last thing on this page is pretty important for all the tools on the website. It's the simulation options. For general single target boss encounters, the most common thing would be use patchwork one target for 5 minutes. For AoE and Mythic Plus, you need to consult your class Discord or guide. The accuracy of simming for dungeons and AoE varies wildly depending on the spec you play. For the version type, I would recommend using the nightly or latest SimC so that you're up to date. The rest of these options change season to season, so keep an eye on your trinkets and up to date on your info from your guides or class discords. It's also worth considering consumables to be changed too. Certain defaults are not necessarily the best for all scenarios. I'd recommend setting these to whatever you plan to use in-game. Lastly, you can toggle on the raid buffs you will or will not have. And you're done! You can toggle on the high precision button right here. To start your sim, you can just middle click with your mouse and it will open up your sim in a new tab, and then you can keep all the options you've currently selected. This will help make it easier to swap choices later on if you learn anything from a result or if you made a mistake. Now that we've gone over Topgear, there are a few other tools here worth exploring, namely Droptimizer and Gear Compare. Droptimizer is the more broad and useful tool here, so I'm going to start with it. Droptimizer allows you to figure out how much damage you can gain from different raids, dungeons, or even crafting. For raids, you can select the current raid tier and the difficulty you plan on clearing on, and I would set the upgrades to maximum level. It's also worth toggling on catalyst items, but you can leave off off-spec items and sockets in general. From there, you can set the simulation options as before and run your sim. For dungeons, you can run all the dungeons with a premium account or run them individually in new tabs. Personally, I wouldn't see much value in simming anything beyond the level you can farm gear at, as Vault options you'll sim weekly in Topgear. Lastly, you can sim your crafted gear. Here, it's labeled Professions Epic. I would select the maximum eye level, and then select a generally good gem for my spec, as my preferred gem. Then, using the same trick as before to open up new tabs, I would select all the different stat combos that I'm interested in checking. It's worth noting that at the time of creating this, the Droptimizer doesn't add embellishments of any form to your gear that's crafted, so we'll need a different method to check those. I'll link a weakOR in the description that will allow you to add all the different crafted gear to your export to use in Topgear. This way you can add the different embellishments. Otherwise, it may be helpful to use Gear Compare instead to check specific gear sets or pieces quickly that you may not have in your Topgear options. Do this by opening up Gear Compare and pasting your character into the import. Then we can scroll down to this box and type the name of any item we wish to check. We can set all the properties on the item, such as the eye level, gems, or other enhancements. You can add multiple items this way, and multiple different sets using the duplicate and save gear set options. You may notice that you can't easily change your talent sets while in Droptimizer or Gear Compare. So make sure you're on the appropriate talents for the simulation you choose. If you want to, you can alter the string that you imported by copy and pasting the talents that you want over the active talents. Anyways, that was my short guide on how to use Raidbots. If you've watched this far, please like the video and possibly share it to those it may help. Thanks for watching!